Well, I've done this a bit different today. That's all right. I've been setting it up for ages. I just wanted a background with some characters in rather than my ugly mug. I have to announce something and I have to apologise, I think, for something. First main announcement, I have to thank all the people at the Foundry workshop, the War Games people, and especially Sam for his lovely email, because they have kindly said they'll support my use of Foundry ideas and so on in this video, and that's really kind of them, and I'm very grateful. Doesn't mean that I'm not having anything off them. Anything I use from Foundry I'm buying, because that's right and proper and the real genuine thing to do. Secondly, I have to apologise for things like my pronunciation of the game. I've been to speech therapy and I'm doing my best, but sometimes when the Parkinson's attempts a flank attack, words come out wrong. So I think the game is Dux Britanniarum, which I cannot say quickly, but hey, you know what I mean, I'm sure. Two fat lardies, you'll find it. So today I'm going to carry on from where we were after the episode that we did last, which seems a sensible thing to do. So we're generating a character. Now in the book, it says we do a background. Now I've chosen boars, I told you that. So I've chosen boars, so I read all about boars, and it was fascinating. I did all things I didn't know. He was the son of a king, and as a boy, young man, he came to live with his uncle Lancelot and his cousin Galahad, and their friend was Percival, but I'm going to call him Percival because it sounds better. And the three of them were very, very important in the Grail quest. Galahad is a pure knight, and those three knights work very well together. In the game, you have a command structure of 3 for the Romano-British. So now I've got Bors as my principal lord, I've got Galahad, and I've got Percival as his 2 sub-commanders. It's already done. That's it. It's done. Now for the background, the first thing you do is discover what sort of ranking they have. And you throw 2 6-sided dice. So for example, if you've got 2 1s, you are born to the purple. You're a high-ranking Roman family with good manners and taste, and you get lots of bonuses. Or in the middle, 5 or a 6, you are of a middle-class Roman-type family. And if you get 11 or 12, you're a peasant. Well, I clearly have thrown 2 6s and become a peasant. I don't need to do that for Bors because I know his dad's a king. And I know he's living with his uncle, who's Arthur's principal champion and friend. So I know that. Then you do the background. No, you don't do the background because I've just done that. I have to apologise. You do things like wealth. And again, I know he's the son of a king. He's been brought up by a rich uncle. He's not going to be poor. So what I did was I threw for the wealth, which could be beggars, thieves, or a tribune. And I decided it wouldn't be a tribune's hoard because that's the most you can get. So I went for the middle one. I didn't call it a thief's hoard. I went for the middle one. And then you dice for the age of your ultimate king, which for me is Arthur. And again, you throw 1 6-sided dice and you read a column, and then you throw another one, you go along and it tells you how old they are. It can be any age from 52 to 68. I didn't do that for Bors because Lancelot is going to be a bit younger than Arthur, I think, in my head. And his son is going to be, 20 years younger than that. and Bors is younger than Galahad, but older than Percival. So I'm going to make them up. I'm just going to say what they are when I get to it. I'm not going to worry about it. So that's how I did my background, as opposed to what the book says you should do. And then I organised my war band, and for a British war band, as opposed to a Roman war band, you have one elite unit of 6 men, which isn't very many. So you don't have to worry about lots of figures. It gets more as you progress. You start off with 6 elite warriors. You have 2 lots of 6 warrior class, and then you have 3 lots of 6 levies. And for my levies, I don't know how well this is going to work, because he's going to appear from this side. He's going to look a bit like that. And that's pretty much how you do your class. I've put Boars Hall on the fort round about Burgwallis. Now, the next thing I did was I got a big sheet of graph paper, big sheet of graph paper, and the Ordnance Survey square for Burgwallis is just 1 centimetre square. So I have 2 war games tables. I have one in the main room where I am now, which is 3 foot, 4 foot square-ish. Actually, it's 3 by 4, I think, now I've measured it. And another bigger one, which is 4 by 8 in the garage, because I don't let my wife park the car in the garage. There's too much war games paraphernalia in there. And so if I say that a centimetre square is a table, and then have 4 squares, 2 by 2, that sort of made me my territory. And then when I tried to draw on it, partly with my wobbly hands and partly because it's very small, I realised that wasn't big enough. So I've decided that the centimetre square on the Ordnance Survey map is now going to be 4 by 4 for each table, and it's going to be 2 tables by 2. So it's going to be 8 by 8. And then I can draw on the little hamlets and farms that are marked on the Roman Ordnance Survey map. And I can mark on Boars Hall on top of Burgwallis, Sadwick, the street, fort. And then I can mark on the Roman road, and I'll know where I am. So I don't know how long I've done, because I can't see the clock. You might see me pop in now. Oh, that's not bad, is it? 8 minutes. I don't know if my hand's going to appear. I hope not. And I shall say cheerio, and I'll talk to you next about, I think, something completely different. There you go. That's a bit of a tempter, isn't it? Wow, I bet you can't wait. See you later. Thanks for watching.